In N8n, data can become quite chaotic, and as a developer, we should make it easier for other people to read what is going on. So, in today's video, I will be explaining most of the basic cleanup tools to clean your data so it is more readable, and also, on a slight side note, does take less memory, but it is a really small amount of memory used already, so it is not really important. So the first node you should be fairly confident with already. It's the set node. You can set values, and how you will be using this to clean up your code is you will be using you will be splitting variables into names instead of keeping them as a JSON object. So, for example, this outputs an object with a time and a date variable attached to it, and then the edit, we just get the time and we output it as just time, so it is easier to use. The other node you could use for data transformation is the code node to iterate over items. So if you have a list of objects, for example, you have an array of numbers and you want to split the numbers up into their own separate variables, you could use the code node. You need to know how to program for this, or you could just ask an LLM, or that also works. So this is just a basic function on how to do it. The if node, also really important to separate values. You should already know how this works. The aggregate is a specific type of node that takes in an item, and it adds it into one list. So it's basically the opposite of the edit field nodes or the split out. It's the opposite of the split out or the edit to turn it into one item. So here we get edit fields, we get two variables, a just date and a just time, and it turns it into one variable with the same name. So then we have the merge node. This node merges two functions, two variables together. So if I run this, you'll see this outputs just time, and this outputs just time, and it merges it two into a singular output. So you have one item. So basically what it does is you have an input which is a certain amount of items, and then it merges it into one row. So basically you output two items instead of just one. Then the split out takes in uh, an object array. So in this case, simple array, where you have a time and a date, and it splits it into two separate items. Now, the limit function, takes in a maximum amount. So if there is more than a certain amount of items into the input, then it outputs one item, a specific item. So it only outputs the set amount of items. So if you input 2 items and it is set for 1 item, then it will only output 1 item. You can change which item here, so it could be the first or the last item. Those are the basic nodes in N8n for just optimizing data. So thank you for watching, and bye bye.